Going good since the release of my second solo album. The first one, like, it started all over again, and man tell me, say, boy, we need to re-order some more, and boy, I mean, I don't work, so man, I reprint. So a lot of people, them just I hear about the car. The first people was like, why the group have broke up, and there was just so many things out there,
right?
And people finally get settled, and them say me and Peter had the show together. Them say me and Yuna. Them say me a tour. Them hear a couple songs from Peter. Them hear songs from Mojo. You know, Mojo have a song with Wycliffe and Stephen Marley and Damian Marley,
right,
called $1 Million Check. And you know, them start say, well, wait, all them alright. And then we went to the Virgin Islands, St. John Virgin Islands, and did a show down there. And I said, oh, wait, them still have performed together. So what we're telling people, say, we're not broken up, of course. I mean, I'm a brother, I'm a sister, so yes, I know we are broke up. And we've been easing off of studio projects, so you don't get a new Morgan Heritage album,
right,
but we still tour Africa, because we focus on Africa. Reason being that we still make ourselves available to perform there is because during the emergence of Morgan Heritage on the scene, we never get a chance to focus on Africa because the terrible sound system, there's no lighting, no proper staging, and now Africa has changed in the past 10 years, where the politicians and different investors that went overseas and come back home is now beginning to invest in the children of Africa, knowing that hip-hop and reggae music and dancehall music is growing so much over there. So now they start to invest in it, and now you have proper sound in Africa now.
So enlightening.
Yeah, man. So we always make ourselves available. So perform a lot in Senegal since we've been working on these solo projects. Sierra Leone, Gambia, and 1 and 2 places in South America. So we're still performing as Morgan Heritage. That never stopped.
Yes. And
we even recently did, I think it was last year, we performed in Miami. Down at this place Ramo, we couldn't believe it.
Was it in a circus show?
No, it was some, I think Rockers, something they did, Rockers Productions, it was Rockers Movement, they put on that show. And we did that show, and it was just wonderful, and it was good to get together again and perform, because we skin an itch to get back as Morgan Heritage. And the greatest thing now is that, you know, it's a good treat this month, actually last month, for the Morgan Heritage fans, that they got a chance to listen, to get a new Gramps Morgan album, right, which is called Reggae Music Lives, and a new Morgan Heritage single, the brand new Morgan Heritage single. I don't know if you get that yet, but it's called The Return, and which will also be the name of the new album dropping in 2013, The Return, on VP Records. So,
ladies and gentlemen, a sneak peek. You hear that? For real.
Yeah, man. So The Return of Morgan Heritage is here. We'll be going to Europe in about 3 weeks. Going to Europe for about 4 to 5 weeks, and just touch base this. We plan for the 1 show in the United States for the rest of the year, and 1 show in the Caribbean, which we'll be doing at the end of this month alongside Damian Marley. So we'll just touch and go through, and then get ourselves back in the studio. We're actually in the studio now working on a new Morgan Heritage album. Terrible piece of something.
My brother.
And I want to say, during working on these projects,
yes,
everyone get a chance to develop individually, and that's what we had planned. This was a plan of my father. He was the brainchild behind it.
Wow.
About 1999, I looked on one day, we come off a stage in Paris and said, well, you know, so we need to work on some solo project. And I say, you're mad, that Heritage for life, you know. We never really we never really looked on the solo thing, and the focus was, you know, in time they don't have to drill and then tune there, I go on good and down by the river, reggae bring back love. Yes. Time she still loving me, tell me how come, them tune and dream for Barney.
What?
No, them tune and a dream for Barney.
What are you saying?
About 2003.
Alright, let's backtrack a little bit. When did Morgan Heritage at least merge on the scene as
I would say in 1994. 94 was the first album called Miracle on MCA Records.
On the same label your dad was?
No, my father was RCA. RCA, which is the Recording Corporation of America. Cool. And MCA is the Music Corporation of America.
Alright, cool.
Which was 2 major labels.
Yes.
MCA doesn't exist anymore. I don't think RCA exists either.
I think someone bought them out.
Yeah, and they got bought out by a couple I think Universal.
I think a big label. When you think about from 1994 to present, we're talking about over 10 years plus.
Yeah, man, 18 years.
And it's like every year you can look for something from a hit from whether the group or a single project from you guys?
Yeah. Well, the first time we went solo was 2009, which was the first solo album that was released from the family, which was mine, called Two Sides of My Heart, Volume 1.
Right.
And when this album dropped now, everybody was like, you know, everybody did think say a Two Sides of My Heart, Volume 2, which is going to be an R&B album mixed with country music. So that's why it named Two Sides of My Heart. So it could one side reggae and the next side reggae.
Right.
So the next side, yeah, it have to be another genre. So that don't come out yet. Because I do believe it's time that we get back to our day jobs, and that project will come. I'm working also on a dance album. Like
something like what you have done with similar to Indian Ari, that kind of
therapy, yeah, almost that kind of vibe there.
Okay.
And I did a couple songs out there. There's one called Universal Party. If you guys want to look it up on YouTube, all the Flex listeners, it's called Universal Party, featuring Big Ali, which did very well in France about a year and a half ago. And I recently did a new one with him early on this year called Bring Me Coconut, featuring Big Ali again and a youth named Lucenzo, which is a big Portuguese artist.
Yes.
And you have that song, and then I have a new one coming out that I just shot the video for that one in Portugal called She's the One. And that one is getting, I think it just got added to MTV in Portugal. So a lot of different things, and we're just having fun with the music right now. You know, right now you could hear a soca album next. Wow. You know, because it's music, and we're on. That's why there's a song on the album named Life Too Short, where may I tell him it's a life short to be holding grudges and malices against people, because you never know, and even people have grudges and malices against their own family, and you don't know when somebody's going to drop out, or you don't know when somebody's going to move away, and you never get a chance to clear your conscience. And sometimes people carry on people heavy load, and not your load, but you just carry it on. And this song is just saying, live your life and just enjoy it, you know?
I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to that single right now, as a matter of fact.
In the music business. Because down in New York, I remember a big 24-track recording studio in our backyard. My father built for it. This was after MC records we experienced. And when I make tons of records, but nothing never hit yet. Right. You know? And when we went to Jamaica and started link with King Jammies, and then we meet a youth named Dennis Howard, which is a radio personality in Jamaica and a publicist. Big up Dennis Howard, because he knew my father when he was trying to work some of his records. And then all of a sudden them say, yo, me I said the youth them both, you know who them need for link? Them youth them need for link with Bobby Digital, you know? Cool. Bobby Digital, and so with the relationship with King James was like a father, and the relationship with Bobby was like a brother. Right. So we go around at Bobby one day, and the first thing the man said, boy, easy man, we're not doing the music right now. We're just on vibe. And Bobby sent me up on top of the studio and pick some ackee off a tree. And he said, cross the street and buy about half a pound of saltfish. And he say, alright, go across the road and buy 2 scallion and an onion. Eat some food and buy half a pound of flour. We'll just boil up that and we'll just eat some cars. So we're coming from New York now, so we're very ready to go and very professional, and we are coming with food sales like, you know, organized and ready for work. I would say you would just have to slow down and understand that the music is about the vibe. It's not about coming to the studio, oh, it's 3 o'clock, we got to be on time, and you're off the clock at 7. In Augusta, Jamaica. Yeah. First of all, man, always late to studio. And you don't know when it's going to end. It go to 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And that was one of the adjustments we had to make to just calm down. Cause you know that New York rush, they gotta have it 24 hours. Hey, Burger King. Everything is at your fingertips. Just and in Jamaica, man, lockdown. When holiday, the whole island lockdown. Sunday, everybody gone at church. Everything locked down. That's not like America. Everything is 24 hours. Right. So to make that adjustment, it was just really something. And Bobby was a very key important part in that, because him say, yeah, I could have. So we are looking to work this day in the studio, and we end up eating ackee and saltfish and dumpling. And we say, I want to this bridging, man. Work, we come for work, and anything got hungry, we're hungry. And I say, by the time you see it at 6 o'clock in the evening, I say, alright, we'll go. Come link me tomorrow. We say, yo.
Like you wasted, you feel like you wasted it.
After we drive 2 hours from St. Thomas, sometimes St. Thomas Road, rocky. I can drive on some boulder. And the man said, come link me tomorrow. And about 2 days in a row, you know, so the man did the same thing. And I think we back and start, you should see him there again the next day. And when I say, yo, and man, there's whole of vibe, man. And then we didn't see all kind of artists. Shabarangs come through one day. Mikey Spice, there, and we had Mikey Spice link up. Cutty Ranks come through. Daddy Screw. It was just all kind of artists. Kate Butana passed through. So we was like starstruck, like, yo, the man I walk through the place like I don't know nothing. And for the third day, him give a rhythm name Jing Jiki Jiki Jing 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 Jiki Jiki Jing Jing. Kick drum, make me hear these songs.
Right.
And we said, we them there wicked. And time we hear determined, time we and determined I come to the studio enough time and determined and beat them and they have a tune there. Lock Jamaica that hear them, lock the world. And they said, want to try something for the rhythm here. And then give me the rhythm, I will put a tune for them and say, chant we are go chant no matter what the people say. Chant we are go chant Rastafari. And when the tune go on and the man said, who them know you there? And it took us about 4 or 5 singles before people said, who is this Morgan Heritage? Like, how them you there? And tell them we didn't know as the youth, them from foreign. So, and then after a while, when tune like all the reggae, bring back love. And the reggae boys, and it become like an anthem to the reggae boys, and them say, yo, them youth, they're terrible. And then man, we do a tune them, live up, Rasta man, live up. And then tune they start beat the place, and I say, yo. And when the song says, send us your love, love, oh, yeah. And the man said, yo, they sound like Garnet Silk. And so all of a sudden people started to make reference who Peter sound like, because they never know who to compare it to. And they made it sound like Peter Tosh and Mikey Spice. And but now them say me sound like Gramps. We don't have enough balance. Think about it. Now, if nobody is listening to this music, how could it be missed? But it's the radio that people are listening. People listen to the radio stations on every form, on internet radio, satellite radio, and radio on the frequency that you can listen to on your car. But a lot of the DJs, there's no balance. Them come on and you have 2-hour show, them a play 1 hour and 99 minutes worth of dancehall or whatever genre of music you're doing. And there's no one, I mean, when last, you can ask some DJ, when last them play a Burning Spear? When last them play a Luciano? When last them play a Old Time Yellow Man? When last them play a Third World? When last them play a Steel Ball? Some of them don't even have it in them box. Sure, yeah. So like I said, me have a radio show now, I'm a DJ on 93.5 in New York City. We'll get to that.
Alright.
So I am part of the problem. So I'm happy that I'm in radio land now and in the whole radio fraternity that I can bring balance to that and even show a lot of the DJs that we need to balance this thing, because reggae music is fine. Taurus Ryder makes some wicked music. Richie Spicer makes some wicked music. Queen Ifrica, shall I say anymore? No, how can we say reggae music gone down? Come on. You have a youth named Romain Virgo. You have a youth named Christopher Mark. We rise up. Come on, let's check ourselves. It's the radio. It's the radio station and the dance them, the sound man them. You bring balance to the music. You are the problem. It's not the reggae music dead or reggae music gone down. Reggae music is at its all-time high. Okay, let's leave Jamaica alone. You have a band in America named Soldier, Revolution, all of these white California reggae bands, and if you listen to the reggae that they're doing, you have a band named The Green. If you listen to the reggae what them do, it sounds like it make from 1978, 77.
And they're doing it now.
Right now. And I outsell most away.
Exactly, but why is that? Is it the fact that
we as the root of Jamaica, reggae, the land of reggae music is Jamaica, without doubt or apology.
Most definitely.
It's not
the top of our culture.
It's not Canada. It's not Miami.
It's not England.
It's not England. It's Jamaica. That is the capital. Like when you say hip-hop, New York.
Yes.
That's the headquarters. And then it now find a place in the South, Los Angeles, and even the Midwest of Chicago. So the foundation and the homeland of reggae music is Jamaica. And when you go to Jamaica and listen to the radio now, you don't hear the forefathers that set the thing.
No, you don't.
You don't hear no Heptones, you're not hearing no John Old, you don't hear no Ken Booth.
I talk about it a whole lot here on our show too as well, and that's one of the reasons why we create Retro Thursday, so we can at least dedicate a day, 24 hour, to these artists who have set the pace, and that's what we do here on the Flex. Every Thursday, it's called Retro Thursday, and we just make sure that
enough radio stations not doing just what you just said.
We honor our art.